Anyway, look at who I kind of ran into. Just floating on an island there is a cage full of a lot of Goombas that are just kind of stuck there, mashed together. It seems really inhumane, or I guess you would say Goomba. What would be the term there? Goomba. Wow, I can't think of the proper terminology here. It's a bunch of Goombas stuck in a cage, just all mashed next to each other.
That's funny.
Exactly.
Bowser, 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 Bowser.
I really want everyone to pay attention to the dialogue here, just because the Goombas are like, yeah, we got caught by Fawful. No, we got stuck in here. And look at what Bowser says.
Goomba boot camp. There's a boot camp?
There's a boot camp for Goombas where they learn they need to march straight ahead into the enemy's feet. Straight forward, gotta keep going forward, right into the enemy's feet. Anyway, the Goombas getting defeated, it is actually really pissing off Bowser right now. So he's just like, fine, I'll train you chumps, but first we gotta save them. So they're off, stranded on kind of an island right there. Bowser doesn't swim, that's not the Bowser way. He'll make a bridge or something because he gets things done. Getting things done, like teaching your Goombas to walk straight forward into the enemy's feet. Don't deviate off your path, don't hesitate, just walk straight into your enemy's feet. Anyway, here's another Wiggler thing, and if we run into it, Bowser's just like thinking, this will kind of work as a bridge. It's a gigantic, heavy stone Wiggler that's just kind of standing there. And so triggers our next arm minigame.
Makes you wonder if there's a Koopa boot camp now, too.
Boot camp for all of Bowser's minions?
Well, that, and like if there's a Yoshi boot camp, and who's like the instructor, and yada yada yada.
I'd imagine that the Hammer Brother boot camp is probably one of the most difficult boot camps, but totally worth it. Although you can then get a specialty, like if you survive the Hammer Brother boot camp, you can then get the Boomerang Bro certification or something like that. However in the world Bowser manages it. You can become one of Bowser's elites. If you survive Koopa boot camp and want to go the extra leg, you can become a Koopa Troll. Boot camp for everything. There we go. So we're not getting wet. We're instead just going to hop across the Wiggler that's going to get wet for us. There we go. And just like that, we've made it over to the cage. And we're going to just smash it. Open! Punching things is Bowser's solution to a lot of things. And just like that, we have actually gotten one of Bowser's special attacks. But before we can check it out, Fawful wants to interrupt us right now. So Fawful, not only did he get rid of the Mario Brothers, took over Peach's castle, but we see here that he also took over Bowser's castle and just disposed of all of Bowser's minions really easily. Just take a look at this. All the squads have been captured. This actually ties into the gameplay really well, because when we save a new squadron, we get a new attack for Bowser. so not only is it a storytelling element, it's a gameplay element now. All of Bowser's attacks is gotten by saving his minions.
Huh.
So our first attack has to do with the Goombas, and we finally get a chance to check it out, because Fawful is like, you'll be doing some fighting, and it'll slow you down, and now we have to fight some more tree evils, but now we get to learn all about Bowser's special attack, his first one being with the Goombas.
Operation Goomba Storm, Goomba Corp.
That's right. Not going to skip this tutorial specifically because Bowser's special attacks work differently than Mario and Luigi's. Mario and Luigi's, they're just traditional, oh hey, you do an attack, now you have to press a whole bunch of buttons. All of Bowser's special attacks are touchscreen minigames. So whenever you start one of Bowser's attacks, he like lifts a ton of enemies over his head, and then the game will just wait for you to touch the touch screens, because it's like touch to start, because now it's time to play a minigame. There we go. So Goomba Storm is peck the screen. You'll see what I mean shortly here. So whenever a Goomba appears on the screen, we got to tap him to set him on fire so that he can jump onto the enemy. Any Goomba we don't set on fire will just run into the enemy head first and only do a minor amount of damage. But if they get set on fire, they do a lot more damage.
So we're suiciding our own army?
Correct. Like, Goombas aren't really worth all that much, so you might as well. I realize that's racist to Goombas, but that's how the game treats it. I do have to comment one thing. Playing this on an emulator and trying to do this with the mouse just does not work the same as with the touchscreen. Because the touchscreen, you can go peck, 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 and the mouse, it just does not work like that. I'll try to figure out a workaround so I can use the Goomba Storm attack a little bit better. I'll think of something. While we're going through this battle, I might as well point out that Bowser's SP is a pain. It's hard to level up. That is, I tried to level it up, I think, once before, and like I just got a 1 on it. And it feels like every single time I try to level up Bowser's SP, it's like I always get a 1 or a 2. And the thing is, this Goomba Store takes 6 SP, and a lot of the other attacks are like 10, 14, 12, something like that. So it's like you can only do 3 or 4 attacks, and all of a sudden now you need to drink a jelly or something like that to continue on. So Bowser's goes through SP really quickly. And it's a pain in the ass because it's hard to level up. The Goomba Storm's not too bad, though. It is only 6 SP, and it does a fair bit more damage than his punch or the flame. It does also attack multiple enemies if there's multiple enemies on screen. And there we go, and now that we've gotten a special attack, we can continue our way through the Dimble Winds, in which we find a new enemy.
A mimic?
It looks...
A mimic.
It's a treasure chest. The treasure chest is called a Trashure.
A what?
Trashure.
Because it's throwing trash out at you?
I guess so. I don't know exactly. I'll just spell it out. Trashure. I think it might be like treasure. I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, I'm still killing the guy.
Okay. The idea is he'll only stay on the battlefield for like 2 or 3 turns, and you have to actually beat him within that 2 to 3 turns. If you do not beat him within that 2 to 3 turns, he will just straight run away. But if you beat him in that 2 to 3 turns, you get to have all of his gold, his lovely, delicious gold.
It's kind of like the Amazing Daisy, but not really.
Kind of, but kind of not. You don't get like lots and lots of coins. Like maybe you'll get like 10 or 20, but that's about it. I did just get a ring out of that thing, or that bush there, whatever got me that thing, hard ring. Bowser has equipment just like Mario and Luigi. Right now I have the Judge Shell on that I got from the Cavi Cape that just raises Bowser's defense so much that there's no point in me buying any other shell at this point in the game. The thing is, with Bowser's current rank, if I wanted to put on the ring, which the ring's actually a good ring because it raises defense by just a specific percentage, I'd have to take off the shell. So I have to wait until I get a rank up to actually get any good use out of that ring. That's kind of how the game does it. It's like you rank up and you can put on an extra piece of equipment. Oh, look, there's a Blitty. There we go. That's actually both of our Blitties that are in the Dimble Woods. There we go. But yeah, right now I have a ring and I cannot put it on without sacrificing putting on a shell or waiting for my next rank up. And the shells are just too... They give you lots of defense. I'm not taking off the shells. Why would I take off a shell? Anyway, to kind of prove a point, as you can see, I just used the vacuum there, and it just did absolutely nothing. Unfortunately, you have to defeat the Trashure before you use the vacuum, was the point there. There we go. But if you could just imagine yourself as being a treasure chest that's just hopping around in a forest like this, you're kind of a huge target for all of the thieves and the bandits in the forest. Being an alive treasure chest in the forest, it's like going through life with a giant target attack me on you. It's like, I am valuable, hurt me, attack me. You will get great reward if you kill me. It's not a wonderful life is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, we're going to run into a couple of more of Bowser's minions here. These 3 guys, I like to personally just call the 3 dumbasses. Their names, by the way, they are Sergeant Guy, Corporal Paraplonk, and Private Goomp. So the Shy Guy is a sergeant, the Paratroopa is a corporal, and the Goomba is just a private. And right now, they're trying to get their hands on a Banzia Bill. and they definitely, like, the Paratroopa has a bucket on his head, and the Goomba just has that hat on the head that makes him look like he's like 4 years old. The only one who looks kind of menacing is the sergeant guy. But anyway, they're kind of back-talking Bowser when Bowser's just kind of right there, and they're like, "Oh, Bowser, yeah, we actually love you." Here's where we learn that, yeah, Fawful, indeed, not only did he take down all the different corpses of Bowser and his entire army, they took over the castle too. So Fawful now has both castles, Peach's castle and Bowser's castle. But anyway, since these guys managed to get their hands on a Banzia Bill launcher, that gets us a plan. Well, if we have a Banzia Bill launcher, well, all we need now is a Banzia Bill. Brilliant. So, now the only problem here is finding a Banzia Bill. So where do you think you could find a Banzia Bill?
The first level of Super Mario World?
There we go. We'd have to go all the way to Yoshi's Island for that, and I believe we've already discussed that Bowser can't swim, or he refuses to swim.
Improvised Banzia Bill. AKA Bowser!
Put Bowser in the Banzia Bill launcher?
Why not? It would get into the castle so you can go beat the hell out of him, but no, that would be too easy, wouldn't it?
It would be too easy. I kind of now wish there's now a Super Mario World ROM hack where instead of a Banzia Bill launching after you, it's just Bowser. Bowser launches at you. Unfortunately, there really isn't a shop for Banzia Bills, really, so now we're going to have to go on an adventure to try to find one. Bowser actually tells the three dumbasses to go try to find a Banzia Bill, and then Starlo is like, those guys don't look really reliable. We should, like, look for a Banzia Bill, and Bowser's like, well, no shit, Sherlock, I was going to look too. So that's our new objective, is to get a Banzia Bill.
It's interesting, they don't, like... When was the last time anyone, like, a Mario game actually referenced Banzia Bills? They don't appear too often. I think they've started appearing in the new Super Mario Bros. Series, but otherwise...
I'm just going to say, they're really common in new Super Mario Bros. Now, but not too many other things. It's a nice homage here. Anyway, I'm actually going to properly defeat a Trashure here by punching him to death and letting him hurt himself just like there. And if you do that, he reveals his treasure. And when he reveals his treasure, vacuum away. One aspect about the vacuum that I actually haven't mentioned yet is that you can use both the X or the Y button to mash, even though it shows X. Now, this means that you can even mash even faster if you mash both X and Y as like a double mash. Because then you can mash super extra fast, and in the case of that Trashure, it actually can make a difference, because if you mash extra fast, you get more coins. It's normally not required. You can normally just get away with just mashing X, and you can get away with it, because there's a situation in the future where we have to use the vacuum block, but then whatever we're trying to vacuum is actually resisting it, and you do have to mash the button to actually get them in. And there we go. We've got another wiggler there with another pattern to memorize. There we go. Now, I really, really hate it when these Trashures are in the front, just because they're so close to Bowser. It's hard for me to react to what he's throwing at me, whether it's the money or the whatever. You are too close to me. And the thing is, they can throw a lot of different things. Like, they can throw coins at you, they can throw bowling balls at you, they can throw hammers at you, and other things like that. And when they're that close to you, it's just hard to react to them. There we go. Here comes another level up for us. I'm not going to do this too often, but I'm going to level up Bowser's speed just so it's not the default really, really slow. Because normally Bowser's speed is actually one of his greatest weaknesses. He normally acts last in battle. But who really cares if Bowser acts last in battle when he just beats the crap out of everything? I am going to just put a level up or two really occasionally or rarely into speed, though, like there, though. Just so it's not rock bottom more than anything else. All right, there we go. Here comes another battle here. On the bright side, these Trashures don't like try tossing us negative money or anything like that. That'd be interesting.
Negative money.
You know in Skyward Sword how you had those like rupees that were all black and were like, this is negative money. If you collect it, you lose money.
No, actually, I didn't. I'm not too familiar with Skyward Sword. What I was thinking of that sounds very similar to that is the Zitar, or the black star that appears in Mario Party that takes away a star. That's what I was thinking. So,
okay.
Black rupees sounds similar.
Similar idea. But here's our Wiggler that we gotta smash, so let's smash it in the right order. Thankfully, there is only 4 blocks here, so there's actually not too many combinations. Like, honestly, we could not have that statue there earlier that showed us the pattern, and we could just guess the pattern through brute force.
What happens if you get it wrong?
I'm pretty confident nothing happens. Don't quote me on that, though. I've never actually tested it, though.
It's not like it's difficult to remember, I guess.
I'm happy that you asked these questions that I'm not able to answer, Higsby. Just
I ask so many pointless questions.
just because it's like, well, I don't know. What is the answer? Like, okay. I've been keeping meticulous track of my save states through the game, so I could probably really easily get you the answer, though. Because I have been save stating usually at every single save point.
Like, I wonder if there's like a real punishment, or if it's just like, try again.
Maybe it's like all the other mini games in the game. If you get it wrong, you lose like a coin. Anyway, we found our way to the farm, and Bowser's like, wait, this is like a farm. Who farms in this kingdom? Everyone eats mushrooms. Well, it turns out Wiggler's farm for crops. Bowser doesn't care about vegetables. He eats meat. That's actually how he heals in this game. I haven't shown it off yet, but he'll eat meat, or basically drumsticks, to heal, as opposed to the Mario Brothers that eat traditional mushrooms. Anyway, I think the game is trying to tell us that we need to eat our vegetables. And Bowser doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would like to eat vegetables. He seems like the kid just because of how spoiled he was in his upbringing, that he either wasn't fed vegetables or he always just picked the vegetables off his plate.
Either that
Just
or this
complain to
stupid
Cat.
worm's trying to turn him into a damn fucking vegetarian, and Bowser ain't having any of that.
No, sir. No, sir.
Burn all
Anyway.
the vegetables.
It's not that simple. They're just ground tiles, sadly. Here comes a save point, and actually there's some really interesting things coming up, so I'm actually going to stop it here. On the next episode of Let's Play Mario and Luigi Bowser's Inside Story, we're going to move on forward, and we're going to learn more about this farm, and we may get our hands on a Banzia Bill. So, this has been Milesluigi.
Yeah, it's been Pop-Tart.
And Higsby?
See you then.